A fire near the JFK Causeway burns up boats and docks. The Ritz Theatre in Corpus Christi enters the next stage of its revival with its $30 million funding from the state. And an artifact of the Alamo was once here in Corpus Christi. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, February 23rd. Corpus Christi City Council meets Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. at City Hall. Several items on the agenda include a motion to award a $7 million construction contract to Barcom Construction, Inc. of Corpus Christi. That will be for the Greenwood Sports Complex, Westside Pony Universal League Youth Sparkling City Youth Project to upgrade fields, building, lighting, and several other minor improvements located in Council District 3. Funding will be available from bonds 2018, 2020, 2022, and 2024. City Council will also review a design-build contract for the Inner Harbor Seawater Desalination Treatment Plant project with Corpus Christi Desal Partners. One group plans to be in attendance tomorrow to voice their opposition, the Hillcrest Residents Association. The group opposes the desalination plant due to concerns about environmental damage and rising utility bills.
So we're just speaking in general. We do not want a desalination plant in Hillcrest, and we want the City Council to please wait until the far-field modeling results are in before a decision is made to bring a desalination plant to the Inner Harbor Hillcrest area.
That was Mana Lytle, treasurer of the Hillcrest Residents Association. She also emphasized that City Council should wait for the far-field modeling results before voting on a contract for the plant, which is set for tomorrow's City Council meeting. She highlighted the financial burden on taxpayers and the disproportionate impact on residents, noting that the plant would be in their residential area.
And I call it the Inner Harbor Hillcrest because they are planning to put a desalination plant in the neighborhood of Hillcrest. If you will go to your computer and Google desalination plant in a neighborhood, Hillcrest is the only city that comes up because the other ones are not. You have one in Florida, you have one in California, you have CC Polymer, which is here in Corpus Christi, and you have the one that's in Flower Bluff. They are not in a neighborhood. So we're looking at why are you bringing another industry plant into the Hillcrest community.
Lytle also mentioned potential for increased utility bills and the need for a thorough evaluation before City Council makes any decisions. Full meeting agenda and public comment session sign-up is available on the City of Corpus Christi's website. A large dock and boat fire near the JFK Causeway is expected to keep emergency crews on scene for several hours. 3 News reports that authorities received a call around 3:45 a.m. after a commercial fire was dispatched to the area of Marker 37 near the Sunset Island exit. Crews discovered over 200 feet of dock and several boats fully engulfed in flames. Firefighters quickly contained the blaze and successfully prevented it from spreading further. Officials confirmed the incident occurred near the 13,000 block of South Padre Island Drive, an area that includes a marina and nearby fuel pumps. Due to the scope of the fire, notifications were made to several agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard, Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, General Land Office, and multiple city services. No injuries have been reported. Jim Wells County officials broke ground this past Friday on the first of 2 multi-million-dollar drainage improvement projects. The groundbreaking ceremony marked the beginning of a $9.6 million project funded through the Texas General Land Office. Chris 6 News reports the county and city of Alice leaders gathered to launch the infrastructure improvements. The project will provide residents with a new retention pond, improved drainage infrastructure, upgraded culverts, and better roadside ditches. Jim Wells County Judge Pedro Pete Trevino Jr. told Chris 6 that flooding concerns extend beyond individual properties and to public safety and emergency response capabilities.
We want drainage. When we have any type of flooding or hurricane or anything like that, we want to know where the water's going to go. We want to protect our people, and this is exactly what this gives us an opportunity to do.
Trevino said the projects have been years in development. County leaders said the second project is expected to begin within a month, and both projects should be finished by the end of this year. New funding for a historic building in downtown Corpus Christi is fueling the next phase of its rehabilitation. The Ritz Theatre has been a staple for almost a century, and now it could be on the brink of a new look. Executive Director of the Ritz Theatre, Arthur Seago, told 3 News the $30 million from the state is, quote, a big shot in the arm and proves to the community that it's not just a pipe dream.
The last time I'd been in this building was about 1984. I want to come back to Corpus. I want to show Corpus what's possible, that you can take something as beautiful as this building, rehabilitate it, and make it something for the next 100 years that Corpus is going to be proud of.
Segal said the theater will have a restored section about 10 feet wide going from the floor all the way up into the ceiling. He hopes to show that off by the end of April. Demo work is expected to continue into the summer. Segal said future plans include constructing a new building next door, and he believes the Ritz could be ready in time to celebrate its 100th anniversary in 2029, maybe even a year earlier. The U.S. State Department issued a shelter-in-place warning for American citizens in parts of Mexico after Mexican military forces killed one of the country's most wanted cartel leaders. Stefania Corpi reports.
Due to ongoing security operations, road blockages, and criminal activity, U.S. citizens in Jalisco, Tamaulipas, Michoacán, Guerrero, and Nuevo León are advised to shelter in place until further notice. Authorities recommend avoiding areas around law enforcement activity, staying aware of surroundings, minimizing unnecessary movements, monitoring local media for updates, avoiding crowds, and following local authorities' instructions. In emergencies, individuals should call 911 and keep family informed of their status. School and most activities have been canceled in those states, and President Claudia Sheinbaum said security press conference will be held later today. I'm Stefania Corpi in Mexico City.
Governor Greg Abbott is urging Texans traveling in Mexico or with loved ones there to closely monitor federal travel warnings as violence escalates in several regions of the country. Well, it was once used as a bird bath, but now a historic artifact from the 1836 Battle of the Alamo is being restored, and it was once here in Corpus Christi. Texas Public Radio's Jerry Clayton has more on the cannon recently acquired by the Alamo in San Antonio.
The cannon was originally discovered in 1852 near the site of the Alamo. The owner, Samuel Maverick, was a signer of the Texas Declaration of Independence. Colby Lanham is senior researcher and historian for the Alamo.
I was kind of skeptical, if I'm being honest.
The man offering to donate the artifact was a direct descendant of Maverick.
Yeah, I about fell over. I think he could have knocked me over with a feather. I was so excited. And I had wrote about that cannon in my master's thesis.
The cannon was located on a ranch near Corpus Christi and was previously at another ranch near San Antonio, where it was used as the base of a bird bath. The 3-foot-long, 90-pound cannon is being restored at Texas A&M University. Alamo officials hope to display it at a new visitor center in late 2027. I'm Jerry Clayton in San Antonio.
In Port O'Connor, boaters and volunteers headed out to the water this past weekend as part of the annual Texas Abandoned Crab Trap Removal Program. It's a statewide effort aimed at cleaning up coastal bays. 25 News Now reports that through next week, crews will work across state bays to remove abandoned crab traps that officials say can harm marine wildlife and create navigation hazards for boaters.
In addition to being litter, the traps also continue to, the term we use is ghost fish. They continue to catch crabs and fish even though they're not being baited. Something goes in, can't get out, it dies, it becomes the bait. So it's a continuing process. So that's another reason that we work, or probably the most important reason that we work to get them out of the bay.
That was Alan Berger with the San Antonio Bay Partnership speaking to 25 News Now during a brief closure period. Volunteers and partner agencies are allowed to collect and dispose of lost or abandoned traps without penalty. The coordinated effort helps protect crab populations and sensitive marsh habitats. And on Sunday, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi kicked off their Islander homecoming festivities. It began with a Ward Island cleanup and Islanders baseball against the University of Pittsburgh. The Islanders won that game 5-2 yesterday at Whataburger Field. And homecoming festivities run through this Saturday and continue tomorrow with an all-day citywide Blues Day Tuesday. An official city proclamation will be at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Corpus Christi City Hall. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.